let's talk about buying a bunch of books off Craigslist. I found a Craigslist offer a few days ago where the person was selling a whole bunch of books, close to or around 20 boxes of books, which roughly would be like around 800 books, you know, based on their guesstimate of how many books there were in each box. They apparently had worked at a now defunct bookstore, and one of the big ones, Borders, so that was a long time ago. And I guess they had bought a lot of books from there or whatever. They said a lot of these books are new. I guess they've never been read, and some of them have been read or are used. So there's kind of a variety of conditions. But according to them, now again, I'm taking their word that these books are in overall good shape, or, you know, they're not messed up, they're not destroyed or whatever. And I guess they've been sitting in this person's garage for a long time. So they want to get rid of them, and of course they always claim, oh, they're great for reselling, but you know, if they're not a reseller, they don't actually know what they're talking about. So they may or may not be actually good, or at least most of them may or may not be good for reselling, and not just reselling, but Amazon FBA specifically. But anyway, so they wanted a ridiculous price, $1 a book, but they said, you know, they put up that price and then said, or best offer. I gave them a much lower offer, probably like 70% less than what they were asking initially. And I told them straight up, I said, I'm a reseller, and without taking a look at the books, I'm not gonna know whether or not, or I'm not gonna know how many of them are worth reselling or will be profitable for me. You know, in so many words, I told her that. And that I'm gonna have to haul them to my place. I'm gonna have to look through them. I'm gonna have to discard the duds or the ones that I can't resell. So it's a lot of work. So I said, okay, well, I'll give you $200, which is about a quarter a book for, you know, 750, 800 books or so. Depends on how many there are, of course. Now, this is me would be making a blind purchase. If I were to actually go to this person's house, and I would want to look in some of the boxes, definitely, to make sure they're not just selling me a bunch of crap, that they're actually, you know, being honest about what it is. But assuming that there's actually books in there that are in great condition, and a lot of them are new, or at least a good amount of them are new, then, you know, it's probably worth it. But they said that the genres vary, right? Fiction, science fiction, chick lit, nonfiction, biography, etc. So there's apparently a lot of different types of books. So it depends on what the fiction is, depends on what, you know, these type of books are. Chick literature is probably not going to sell very well. But I wonder what you think. Is it worth making this kind of purchase? Because the risk is, I'm not looking at all the books clearly. Although if I can at least peek into some of them and take a look, then I at least have an idea that I'm getting what they're saying that I'm going to get. The other thing is, you know, with so many books, even if, let's say, 10%, so let's say 70 to 80 books are worth sending in FBA, based upon my numbers, I should be able to triple, if not quadruple, the money that I spent just on the books that I would send into FBA. Now the duds, the ones that are not, they're not really going to work for FBA, I would have to get rid of some way. So I'm going to have a yard sale soon. I probably wouldn't be able to sell that many, but I might be able to sell a few there. And I need to start looking into some of there's a handful of used bookstores around, and see, and I mean very few, like 2 that I can think of off the top of my head, that potentially would buy some books in great condition, either new or like new or very good condition. So I need to start, you know, trying to find those people, so that when I make these bulk buys, which I'm going to try to do more often, that I have somewhere to take the books. So even if I have, like, you know, several hundred books and they're in great condition, let's say they want to buy all of them or most of them, or I can go to a couple different places and sell all of them, you know, I'd want to get some money for them, even if it's only like a quarter a book, or if they're unwilling to give me cash, you know, I can get store credit, but then that might not apply. That might not help me for Amazon, but hopefully I can get cash, find a place that would pay cash, even if it's very low, so I can at least get some of the money back that I spent on the books, and make a little bit more profit. The other thing about this buy is it's a lot of boxes, and I don't have a truck or an SUV So I would have to rent. Possibly a van or something like that. So that, again, that's more money, and I have to drive to this place, which is about an hour away. So these are all things that I do not like about it. It's a bit of a risk, going to cost a little bit more money than I would like, having to do all those things, which is why I probably need to get an SUV. But also, so I responded to the ad saying, $200, and she said, "Oh, I'll keep your offer in mind." Now, how many people do you think are actually going to contact her for these books? Are there other resellers that are going to contact her? Maybe. But I doubt they're going to offer much more than I'm offering, especially without looking at the books. Unless they're going to go out and say, "Oh, I'm going to take a look at the books and then I'll make an offer." But it's too far for me to do that. If it was close by, I'd be willing to go over there and take a look at the books first and then make an offer. I doubt that she's going to get a better offer unless somebody is looking to, unless someone is a heck of a reader, or they're looking to start some sort of library. Because I had a guy buy probably around 100 books off of me that all were in a specific genre. It was African American books with the African American theme, like a lot of nonfiction stuff and some fiction as well, but mostly nonfiction, that I had got from a big lot that I bought last year after a store had closed down. If you have a common theme, there are people that might want to buy a bunch, hundreds of books. But this buy seems to be a lot of different categories. So who knows, maybe someone's looking to start some sort of library in a church or in a school, or, who knows where. They might buy 700-800 books. So, but I doubt it. I doubt she's going to get a better offer than mine. So what do you think? Would you make this purchase? Would you even pursue it? Because I have not been doing very many bulk buys, and I just did the CD bulk buy. It looks like it's going to work out well. So I'm going to keep on doing that. If I pursue the bulk buys, then I'm going to come across some people that I can potentially, get regular bulk buys from. So just kind of putting myself out there and seeing what I can find. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Remember, keep booking.